And at Summit, you're going to be talking about this idea of nothing ventured, nothing gained. What does that mean to you in your story?
It's so interesting. I grew up in India. I was born in India, grew up in India, did my undergrad in India. And I came to the United States in 1998. Okay, I'm dating myself. But that was the time that emails had just started.
Oh, wow.
Right? So my first email that I started is a Hotmail account, which I'll never let go. And the signature I wrote, I remember sitting in the computer lab and I just wrote the signature, nothing ventured, nothing gained. That signature has been with me till date, and I think it'll be with me forever.
Wow.
And the reason why I did that was because each and everything that I have done in my life, I've had the philosophy of jump in the deep end and learn how to swim. Until the time you do not take the opportunities that come your way, or even things that might not look like opportunities, but you make them opportunities for yourself, you are not going to succeed. So this has been a mantra so close to my heart, and that's how I live life. That's how I have done everything, taken risks, traveled the road less traveled by, and it has worked for me.
Well, risk-taking is exactly what we're talking about today. And a lot of, entrepreneurship, and especially in your industry, it's just a risky venture to jump into business and then mix that with the food world and restaurant tourism. So talk to me about your journey from India all the way to Iron Chef. What kind of risks did you have to take?
Well, the biggest risk was to leave India, right? You're born there, you've grown up over there. There is a certain level of comfort in how you live life, right? I mean, I remember when I first came to America, I thought I knew everything about America because I grew up reading Archie comics, right?
That's all you need.
That's all I need. And I had seen Coming to America. I'm like, that's what it's all about. But it's a completely different mindset. I mean, I remember all my classmates used to be laughing about SNL. I just didn't get the humor. I mean, I've barely started getting it right now, but
there isn't much to be had lately.
That is true. But to me, I think that was the biggest risk. The biggest risk also to go to the CIA, which is the Culinary Institute of America, before you think I'm anything cooler than a chef. To go to that institute, I mean, I took loans. That was a big risk to take because I had to make sure that I could pay back those loans. Right after graduation, I had come on a student visa. So all the places where I wanted to work would not process my paperwork. So I took the risk of working at an Indian restaurant, which is the last thing I wanted to do because I was trying to be a baking and a pastry chef. But that was a great opportunity because that showed me the dismal state of Indian food in this country. And then...
we can improve on this,
Oh,
guys.
yes, absolutely. And then moving to Chicago and just walking into a restaurant asking, can I just stage? That was a risk to saying yes to being an executive chef of, Indian and Latin fusion restaurant to, getting on TV, like getting the opportunity of being asked to be on Iron Chef against Morimoto. I mean, he started his career the year I was born, like
No
the
pressure.
OG. I know. I always say I came a respectable second among two people, better than saying that I lost. But yeah, I think it is. If you are too cautious if you overthink each and every step that you take, you will convince yourself not to take those steps.
Now, when you're choosing your career, especially coming from India, is there a lot of pressure from family where they were going, you're going to be a chef? Like, was your mom like, I'm a chef? That's not a career path. Was that hard at first to not choose a more traditional career?
Well, I grew up in a small community where they were professionals. My dad was an engineer, my mom principal of a school. So all my friends were starting to be doctor or engineer. And if you're really thinking outside the box, maybe an accountant. And over here, I wanted to be a chef. So in terms of the naysayers, my family was never the naysayer. And that's why I'm sitting over here, because they're like, you want to do it? the only advice we'll give you is be the best at what you're doing. Do whatever you want, right? Just mediocrity has no place in your life. So just make sure you're the best at it. The naysayers were more the neighbors and the uncalled for advice givers. They were more of the naysayers, but they have never influenced any of my decisions.
Yeah. Well, it worked out for you. So we love that. We love that story.
Knock wood.